Scarlett still remembered the laughter. It wasn't loud at first, just a few whispers, a few smirks. Then it spread, across the room, across the hall, across her life. Her best friend Mia stood at the center of it all, smiling, confident, untouchable. "She's pretending again," Mia had said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Scarlett always needs attention." And just like that, years of friendship turned into humiliation. Scarlett didn't argue, didn't defend herself. She just walked away, quietly. No one noticed how her hands shook. No one cared why she never came back. Years passed. Mia built a reputation, popular, influential, respected. Scarlett disappeared. Or at least, that's what everyone thought. Because while Mia was collecting applause, Scarlett was rebuilding her life in silence. Long nights, empty rooms, no support, just pain, turned into purpose. She didn't chase revenge, she chased truth. And one day, it was ready. At a public event, same city, same crowd, Scarlett walked in, calm, composed, unrecognizable. Mia smiled at first, until Scarlett spoke. She didn't shout, she didn't accuse. She simply revealed everything: old messages, edited lies, manipulated stories. The moment Mia twisted Scarlett's struggles into public shame, just to stay admired, the room went silent. Mia's confidence cracked, slowly, visibly. For the first time, people weren't laughing, they were watching. Scarlett didn't stay for apologies, didn't wait for excuses. She had already won, the moment the truth stood on its own. And as she walked away, one thing became clear. Some betrayals don't need revenge, just time, and the courage to be seen again. Scarlett trusted her with everything. Her dreams, her plans, even the fragile parts she never showed anyone else. Lena listened, always smiling, always supportive. Or at least, that's what it looked like. Until one day, everything Scarlett had been building wasn't hers anymore. The idea she shared in confidence? Lena presented it first. The people Scarlett introduced? They chose Lena instead. And when Scarlett tried to speak, Lena was already there, rewriting the story. "She's confused," Lena would say softly. "She helped me, but this was always my vision." People believed her. Scarlett didn't fight back, didn't argue, didn't expose the truth. She just disappeared. Not because she was weak, but because she understood something no one else did. Noise fades, but results stay. Years passed. Lena became successful, recognized, celebrated. Her name carried weight. But behind the scenes, something was missing. Because the mind behind her success was never truly hers. And then, quietly, Scarlett returned. No announcement, no drama, just work, stronger, sharper, undeniable. Her new projects spoke louder than any accusation. Her ideas, refined and original, reached places Lena never could. People started noticing, comparing, questioning. And slowly, the truth began to surface. Patterns repeated, old timelines resurfaced. The silence Scarlett kept now became evidence no one could ignore. Lena tried to explain, tried to hold on to the image she built, but it was slipping. Because this time, Scarlett didn't need to speak. Her success already said everything. And as the world turned its attention, one thing became painfully clear. Some people steal your voice, but they can never own your brilliance. Scarlett didn't leave that day. She was pushed out, piece by piece. First the whispers, then the distance, then the final blow, public, sharp, unforgettable. Her best friend Nora stood in front of everyone, holding Scarlett's work like it was her own. "She never finished it," Nora said calmly. "I just made it better." The room nodded, and just like that, Scarlett became invisible. No one asked for her side. No one noticed the silence she carried out with her. She didn't fight, not because she had nothing to say, but because she knew no one was ready to hear it. So she disappeared. Time passed. The world moved on. Nora grew, succeeded, celebrated, and Scarlett was forgotten. Or so they believed, because in the quiet, she was rebuilding everything that was taken from her. Every idea, every effort, every piece of herself. Stronger this time, untouchable. Years later, she walked back into the same space that once erased her. No anger, no hesitation, just truth, carefully held in her hands. Nora smiled at first, like nothing had changed, until Scarlett spoke. Not loudly, not emotionally, just clearly. She laid out timestamps, drafts, originals, proof that couldn't be twisted or denied. The room shifted, eyes turned, whispers returned, this time not about Scarlett. Nora tried to respond, but the confidence she once wore was gone, because the story she built was falling apart. Scarlett didn't stay long. She didn't need applause, didn't need apologies. She had already reclaimed what mattered. And as she walked away, one truth remained. Being forgotten doesn't mean you're gone. Sometimes, it just means you're waiting for the right moment to return. Scarlett was never loud. She didn't argue, didn't demand attention, didn't fight to be seen. And that was exactly why they called her weak. At work, she stayed quiet while others took credit. In meetings, her ideas were repeated but never attributed. And standing closest to her, always smiling, was her colleague, Elena. "You have potential," Elena would say gently, "but you need confidence." What she meant was, stay small. And Scarlett did, not because she believed them, but because she was watching, learning, waiting. Every overlooked idea, every dismissed effort, she kept it. Not in anger, but in patience, because she understood something they didn't. Power doesn't always speak immediately. Sometimes it builds. Months turned into years. Elena rose quickly. Promotions, recognition, applause. She became the face of projects Scarlett once dreamed of. And Scarlett? Still quiet, still weak. Until one day, everything shifted. A new opportunity came, bigger, public, unavoidable. This time, Scarlett stepped forward, no hesitation, no permission. Her work was different now, sharper, complete, not borrowed, not shared, owned. And when it was presented, the room changed. People noticed the patterns, the similarities, the uncomfortable truth hidden for years. Elena's confidence faltered, because for the first time, she had nothing to stand on. Scarlett didn't accuse, didn't expose with words. She didn't need to. Her success had already revealed everything. And as the silence filled the room, one thing became undeniable. They didn't mistake her quiet for weakness. They mistook it for absence. And now, she was impossible to ignore. Scarlett never imagined the betrayal would come from her. Not from Ava, the one who knew her fears, her struggles, her dreams. The one she trusted, without hesitation. It didn't happen all at once. First, small things went wrong. Opportunities disappeared. People stopped replying. Doors that were once open quietly closed. And somehow, Ava was always there. Comforting, understanding, close. "I don't know why this keeps happening to you," she would say softly. But Scarlett started noticing patterns. Conversations twisted, private moments repeated in public, her own words used against her. By the time she understood the truth, it was already too late. Her reputation was gone, her name carried doubt, and Ava had everything Scarlett once worked for. Scarlett didn't confront her, didn't beg, didn't defend herself. She just left, not to escape, but to rebuild, alone. The silence was heavy at first, lonely, unforgiving, but it gave her something she never had before, clarity. She worked quietly, learned deeply, grew stronger. Piece by piece, she rebuilt not just her life, but herself. No shortcuts, no borrowed trust. Years later, she returned, not as the girl Ava once overshadowed, but as someone unrecognizable, calm, steady, unshaken. Ava saw her and smiled like nothing had changed until Scarlett spoke. She didn't accuse, she revealed. Messages, timelines, proof of every lie, every manipulation, carefully preserved. The room shifted. Ava's confidence cracked under the weight of truth she couldn't control. And Scarlett? She didn't stay to watch it fall apart. Because she already knew the strongest revenge isn't destruction, it's rebuilding and letting the truth finish the story. Scarlett didn't lose her best friend in one moment. It happened slowly. A delayed reply here, a quiet lie there, then distance that never closed again. Lily used to be everything, the one who stayed, the one who understood, until she didn't. Opportunities Scarlett shared became Lily's. Secrets whispered in trust turned into stories for others. And every time Scarlett felt something was wrong, Lily smiled and said, "You're overthinking." So Scarlett stopped asking, not because it didn't hurt, but because she finally understood. Some people don't leave loudly. They fade after taking what they need. When the truth became undeniable, Scarlett didn't confront her, didn't argue, didn't try to fix what was already broken. She chose silence. And in that silence, something changed. At first, it felt like loss, empty days, unanswered thoughts. But slowly, it became something else. Freedom. No more explaining, no more doubting herself. She started rebuilding, not for anyone else, but for herself. New paths, new people, new strength. While Lily continued forward, carrying pieces of Scarlett's past, Scarlett was creating something entirely her own. Years later, their paths crossed again. Same city, different lives. Lily smiled like time had paused. But Scarlett didn't feel the same, because what she lost in betrayal, she gained in clarity, in growth, in truth, and that changed everything. There was no confrontation, no need for closure, just a quiet understanding. Lily had taken what she could, but Scarlett had found something far greater, herself. And sometimes, that's the only victory that truly lasts.